How's it going, everyone? I hope you all are having a great weekend. It is video time. I got something to show. I left early on Friday because I left the city. I went to Toronto. I was hanging out with some friends and stuff, so I didn't really have time to do a video. And I really wanted to dwell on and go over kind of what I did wrong on Friday. So Friday I did trade, and I was up $300, and then I lost it all on Tate. T-A-I-T. It kind of squeezed up into a halt, and then I got filled as it was about to halt, and then I saw the bids getting like shorter and shorter and shorter and smaller as it was not about to get halted, and then the bids were yanked. I decided not to sell for some reason, and I held all the way down through a $400 loss. It came back up to a $100 loss. I didn't take it, and it dropped all the way back down, and I took the loss at $515. That is not acceptable. But I think I'm finally really getting a hold on what I'm doing wrong as a trader. So I finished the day down about $212, I think. We'll take a peek here. 212 and 278. So that is an acceptable red day. And while I screwed up and I held Tate for too long, I felt that emotion. I felt that greed. You know, I went from green to red on the day, and I was pissed off. I was upset. I wanted to just get green back. But what I didn't do was make dumb decisions based on emotion after the fact. So that's what happened on this day. That's what's happened on these days. I'm a sore loser. I can't lose well in this game yet. And I know that that's what's holding me back. Look how much money I can make. Like, my streaks are crazy. Like, when I'm on it, I'm on it. Like 3 or 4 grand in less than 2 weeks. And I'm using 1,000 shares. Like, my account's $5,000. It's not a lot. So I know that I have the talent for this, but I'm not good at it yet. I started 6 months ago, seriously. I'm kind of learning the ropes myself. I haven't taken any courses. I don't really have mentors, so to speak, other than like the guys I follow on YouTube and stuff, but I don't know if that really counts. So I have to struggle through this myself, and the biggest thing is definitely my red. So imagine if I didn't have these red days. If we just take these out, I'd be up $9,000. Wow, see, I didn't do this before. This really, really nails it in. Like, let's say I had $200 or $300 worth of red on each of those days. Maybe I'd still make $8,500. Let's just put minus 500 in here. Minus 500. I would still be. Don't look at this either because I didn't delete them. But I'd be up a lot of money in 1 month. Like, good money. Like that's good money for just starting out trading, right? But I can't hold on to these profits, and they're lost. They're gone. But see you later. Bye-bye. I lose them back to the market. And while I'm really happy about this number, that is where my downfall is as a trader. You can't be wiping out half of your profits just because of your emotions, and you can't control your emotions. So what usually happens to me is I start doubling or tripling, quadrupling my size, hoping for that next winner, but I take that setup on a stock that is not as good or not part of my strategy, so invariably I'm not going to get the win that I want. I have to take a loss, and I have to take a loss on bigger size, and that keeps happening and happening, and I go from up $600 or $500 or whatever to down $1,500. I should not be doing that, and that's what I really have to work on. That's my next step as a trader. So sure, I want to make $1 million. I want to have $1 million in my account. That's like, let's say, the ultimate goal, but you have to break it down into steps. I was doing a lot of listening of podcasts and stuff over the weekend because when I went to Toronto and back, there was a lot of time of driving. And I used that time and other time when I was at home to really listen to podcasts, just absorb a lot of material. a lot of people on YouTube or Twitter, I mean, are really useful for this kind of stuff. So sure, you can have that big winner or that big goal in your head, but you need to have little steps that are achievable to get there. So my first step was to become profitable, right? So I made $152 in February. And then, you know, the next goal, okay, let's make $1,000 a month. So I've been working my way up slowly and slowly, and then I started to see some real progress in my green days in April. Look at this. 3 full weeks of green when most other traders were red. I remember seeing on YouTube a lot of traders really struggled in April. I think it was April, or maybe... I think it was April, yeah. And that's $5 grand. You can't see it down here because the camera's in the way, but $4,900 in 3 weeks. That's awesome. Like, anyways, so you know, you got to work from 1,000 to 2,500, 2,500 to 5,000, 5,000 to 10,000 to 20 to like, you get the idea. You need to have incremental steps that you can track, not just like, oh, I want to make $1 million in the market. Like, you can't track that. You can't work your way towards it. So I've identified what I do wrong, and it's the biggest part, at least right now, that I need to work on, that's far below any of my other skills in trading, is ability to take a loss, to not be a sore, whiny loser. Because honestly, it's okay. You're gonna lose in trading. It's like you can't be so affected by the loss, and for some reason I am. I don't know what it is. It's a part of my personality or something. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm working on, and that's why I'm happy about this day. Because yes, I made the mistake and I held on to TAIT, but after that, I stayed. Well, I wasn't calm, but I forced myself to say, listen, just stop. Do not let this turn into another 2,000 negative day or whatever. And maybe you can crawl your way a little bit back into the green. So if it wasn't for that $500 loss on Tate, I'm just looking at it here. I'll go through this video again, but just the loss here, like the loss I held on. I'm holding on to this huge loser in anticipation that I can get out at a better price. And I get that opportunity. Right here is where I had the opportunity to get out. But I said, oh no, this is going to break. It's going to break high day. I was clouded by my emotions. And I didn't take this opportunity, this perfect opportunity within my strategy to get the hell out. And if I had have gotten out, then I would have finished the day green. And I would have been fine. Or maybe I would have been much smaller in the red. But the point is that I kept holding on. I held on, I held on, I held on. And I sold like at the bottom. I pretty much sold close. Where is it here? It's not acceptable. And it's good that I'm showing this because maybe it'll make me really embarrassed. Maybe it'll tell you guys to tell me to get my shit together. And that's not cool to hold on that long, because it's not. Like, that was so stupid. That is why I lose money. Not because my strategy sucks or because I can't make the money. It's because of that. And that's pure emotion. That is greed. That's what it is. So, yeah. I don't know where I was going with this now. So, I'll show the trades because the trades are useful. I had an amazing trade on the first one. I can't remember what it was. And of course, I didn't write the ticker down. But I'll show that. And then I'll talk maybe a little bit after. I know this is already a long video. I've been rambling, but this is so useful because this is what's going to separate me and make me have these days a lot more and small red days. Because red days are, like I said, acceptable. Like, I'm good at making the money, but I'm even better at wiping it all out. Or most of it. Or a lot of it, at least. So, like I said, June was okay. June was great. Much better, and there's progress, but I need to keep stepping it up. This is not where I want to be. This is not my final destination. I want to be making a lot of money. I want to be really successful at what I do and get fulfillment and all that stuff out of it. And it's a crazy process, and I know that this takes years, and I'm just this is right in the trenches of it, and this is all candid right now. I'm not going to edit any of this. I'm pretty much just speaking right from what's on the top of my head and what's been going on in my mind this entire weekend. So hopefully that wasn't too annoying for everyone. I know that a lot of my subscribers subscribe to this channel to hear stuff like this, hear these little rants where I talk endlessly, but if you really want some value and really want to learn or experience what it's like on this end, maybe if you're not a trader, or maybe if you want to be where I am, maybe you're not quite profitable yet, maybe like whatever it is, you get to see what I go through and what it takes to make your way to be a six-figure trader, because that's just the next step. That's what I want to be, and I want to be there by the end of next year. I want to be making, you know, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month. That's where I want to be, and I know I can do it. But I have stuff to work on, and I've recognized that, and I really am going to go through July focusing on that. Focus on being a happy loser. Focus on red days. Seriously. So let's go over the trades. I'll shut the hell up. This is, oh god, I've probably been talking for 20 minutes now. Let's get into the trades, and maybe I'll talk a little bit after, and then we'll end the video. So here are the trades. So I take a quick trade on BBOX. I try to buy the dip. I get out quickly. So that's okay. I'm not upset about that trade. There's really no point, again, in just showing you here. I just tried to buy a dip, and then I was wrong. So I sold out. I only took 400 shares because it was a riskier setup. So a $30 loss is completely acceptable. So that was a decent trade. So I see Tate popping up here, and I wish I had seen it here. I wish I had known this level here at 33, because I would have just bought there at 33. I missed it, so instead of chasing it, I thought, okay, I'm just going to wait for a good spot to get in. I watched it go all the way up to the 90s or the 80s here, and I tried to get in for the circuit breaker halt. So if you see here, we're going to get halted in the next push over 86. So what happens when we're about to get halted is the bid starts stacking like this. So I try and get filled. All of my shares get filled here, 900 shares. And then I see slowly this bid is disappearing. 18,000 shares, 14,000 shares, 10,000 shares, 3,000 shares. I saw this and I had time to get out. So this is about how much time it took. So here we are. The bids are stacking here. So I try and get in. I get filled. I see the bids popping. I have time to get out right now. Right now. Right now. And I don't. For some reason I don't. I remember thinking, this is not good. I should get out. But I don't. And now I'm thinking here, oh, we're just going to shove right back into the halt. This is going to run to the moon. I was acting on emotions because I didn't want to take the loss. It's okay to take the loss, but I didn't take the loss. I held through all of this, and finally sold for a disgusting, I just took a quick peek at another stock, a disgusting $520 loss after I said, okay, this is honestly getting too much. So before I hit that max point of yikes is when I need to get out of these stocks. So I'm happy that I'm learning. I've identified my problem, and now I just have to work on it. So that's what you have to do with trading. You have to, like I was saying earlier, you have to find those things you need to work on. And that is tricky in and of itself because sometimes you don't know what you're doing wrong. This is what I'm doing wrong, and I have to work on it. So I had that opportunity to get out, and I also had this opportunity to get out on the 1 minute candle to make a new high. If I had sold somewhere in here at 74 or even higher, because it pushes higher, my loss got as small as $90. And being up or being down $200 on the day, I could have been up 200 instead of down 200. But anyways, that's kind of what I'm going through. That's what I'm thinking. But I definitely could have gotten out here when I saw the bids being yanked, because that's a danger sign. That is not a good sign after a fake halt. People get scared, and it typically doesn't go back into the halt. So you can see this, and then they're disappearing there. You can see here, and then we're gone. So not happy that I'm doing these things, but you know, this is the process. I'm not at the top. I'm not a top trader, but to get there and to get closer to it, this is what I have to do, and I have to own up to these mistakes, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I hope this brings some value to you guys. I ended up making more trades on XBIO here, a breakout trade, a beautiful trade. Only taking 400 shares to reduce my risk. Taking profit when I had it, $70 on 400 shares. That's not bad. 20 cents or so, almost 20 cents. And then I do it again on the same stock. Where is it? Oh, I must have stopped recording, but I did it again, and it was around the same kind of win, and I brought my profit on that name up to like 140 or something. So I only finished down this amount. So I've wiped out a lot of that gain from the beginning of the month, but that's fine. I'm learning, part of the process. I'll preach that all day. Now, this is going to be one long-ass video, so I'm going to stop while we're ahead still. And also, let me go in here for just 1 second. I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing. We're almost at 250. I'm going to do the Bitcoin giveaway when we hit 250. So please get me to 250. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to buy another one of these sparkling waters, because that's what I do when I celebrate. So I'll shut up. Leave your comments if you have any questions. I love interacting and answering all the questions. Other than that, you guys have a great end to your weekend. And hopefully Monday brings me some more discipline, and I have a chance to work on these losers. So I'm embracing the red. Bring on the red. I know I can have great green days, so let's have some more red days for practice. Honestly, let's have some more red. Let's have some losing trades, and let's watch me keep my cool. So thank you guys. See you later.